Hello everyone, welcome back to a new lesson. So I hope that you had a small rest. So a week it's better than nothing. So we go back to our lessons and we start a new lessons. We are still unit number 9, talking about economy, about money. So today we're going to talking about superlatives. We studied before comparatives. And today we're going to see superlatives. So if you notice these examples that you have here, Ifran is a nice city. Casablanca is a big city. She got a good mark in the test. He is a serious teacher. Tubqal is a high mountain. So what do you notice for these words that they are in red? What is in common between them? So all of them, they are what? They are adjectives. Good. So these are adjectives. So why do we use the adjectives? Why we have adjectives here? So it is describing the city, a nice city. How is this city? It is nice. How is this city? It is big. How was the mall? It was good. How is the teacher? He is serious. And what is about the mountain? It is a high. So adjectives, they describe something or someone. So we use them to describe something or someone. We can also use them to compare between two people, two things, two groups. So we to compare between them. And we have seen before to compare the comparative forms of the adjectives. And today we're going to see something else. So let's see the example. Ifran is a nice city, and Chefchaouen is a nice city too. So if you notice here, we have two nice, but we want to compare Ifran with the Chefchaouen. So we have a repetition of the word nice. So the adjective nice, it is repeated. So we want to delete the repetition, and we compare the two cities using the adjective nice. How would we say this? Do you remember? So which city is the best for you, or which one do you like best to compare between the two? Let's say, for example, Ifran. Ifran is nicer than Chefchaouen. So what did we do here? We took the adjective nice, and we add the er and plus then. So here we are just the r because we have the e. We saw these examples in the classroom before. So Ifran is nicer than Chefchaouen. If you think this is the opposite, so you can say Chefchaouen is nicer than Ifran. So the most important thing is that we are using an adjective to compare. So you're using than, nicer than, nice, nicer than. So what is the rule for that? So we compare the two cities using adjective. The adjective is nice, plus er, plus than. It can be big, it can be small, it can be hot, it can be warm. It depends on this adjective that you want to use. Okay, so adjective plus er plus then. This is for comparative form. So we want to compare two. We use these comparative adjectives. All right, so let's move to something else. We talked before that we have 3 types of adjectives. What we call them: short adjectives, long adjectives, and irregular adjectives. So this short one, okay, and the long adjectives, and the irregular, it means we don't have a rule for that. So short, how do we know that an adjective is short or long? Do you remember? Yes, we're talking about syllables. For example, we say hot. Hot is a short adjective. We cannot stop in the middle of hot. You can't say hot. No, it's one word. Hot, one syllable. Hot. For example, small. Can we stop, say small? No, we cannot. So this is one syllable adjective. Small. What about the other one, which is long adjective? It means we can stop many times in the word, in pronounce the word. For example, we say beautiful, beautiful. how many how many syllables do we have? We have 3 syllables. So beautiful, 3 syllables. Other example, expensive, 3 syllables too. So these are long adjectives. Short, we have 1 syllable. Long adjective, we have 2 or more. And irregular, they have no rule. We are going to see a list of some. We have very few ones. So if you want to compare, talking about 1 syllable, small, smaller, cheap, cheaper, large, larger, hot, hotter. And you can go always go back to your notebooks and to see the rules that you have for the double, the T, for the, we have here large, we have the E, we just add R. So we go back to your copy books in order to see the lesson of comparatives. So if you have 2 syllables or more, which is long adjectives, what do we use? We use more. For example, handsome, we say handsome for boys or for males, and we say beautiful for girls or for women. So she is a beautiful woman. He is a handsome man. We don't say he is a beautiful man. No, handsome. So handsome, handsome. How many do we have? You have 2. 2 syllables, handsome. So 2 syllables is a long adjective. More handsome, nervous, more nervous, serious, more serious, expensive, more expensive. And don't forget to add than. He is more handsome than his brother. He is more serious than his wife. The car is more expensive than the bike, for example. So don't forget to use than. Good. So we move to the irregular adjectives. Some you have adjective and also adverbs. So for example, we have good. So the most common one, you have good and bad. Good, it becomes better. A good mark. She got a better mark than her friend, for example. Better than. Bad, worse than. Far, we have 2. Further and farther. I explained the difference between these two and in the classroom. So further, farther, when we talk about farther, we talk about the distance. Farther is the distance. So for example, we say Casablanca is farther than Fez, for example. Talk about distance. And further, it's talk about you are thinking. Okay. Little is less. We have less quantity, for example. Let's see these examples. Casablanca is bigger than Wijda. So we have big, we double the G. Okay, so go back to your lessons to how we have consonant, vowel, consonant. We double this the consonant and then we add ER. English is easier than French. I think that you agree with me. iPhone is more expensive than Huawei. So here we have a long adjective. We use more and than. Everest, I know that you know the Everest mountain, so it is in the Himalaya. Everest is higher than Tubqai. Tubqai is high in Morocco. Is higher than, for example, let's see, I don't know, any other mountain in Morocco. So Bukhwali, for example, in the east. So Tubqai is higher than Bukhwali in the east. But Everest is higher than Tubqai. So these are examples to show you the comparative. This lesson we did it before in the classroom. I just wanted to make you remember this because we have the link. We make the link with superlative and it is very related to that. Especially the rules, they are very similar. Okay, let's see this example. What do you notice? What do you see in this picture? You have 3 animals. The first one is the lion. The second one is a leopard. In the middle is a leopard. And the third one is a cheetah. So if you want to compare these animals using the adjective fast. So we'll talk about lions. Lions, they are fast. Okay, simply they are fast. But if you want to compare the lions with the leopards, we start by the leopards. Leopards are faster. Yes, good. They are faster than lions. Leopards are faster than lions. But what about cheetahs? They are faster than leopards and they are faster than lions, and they are faster than any other animal in the world. So they are the fastest in the world. So here we are comparing one with many, with a group. It's not only one with one or a group with a group. So just one in a group. So what we use here, we use the superlative form, which is the fastest. So the comparative is faster than. Leopards are faster than lions. But for the superlative, they are the fastest in the world. I'm going to see some examples. So when do we use superlatives? We talk that we compare one with many or a group. Example, Casablanca is a big city. Rabat is a big city too. And Marrakesh is a big city too. Agadir is a big city too. But if you want to compare which is the biggest city in Morocco, so to get Casablanca. So in Morocco, there is no bigger city than Casablanca. So what do we say? Casablanca is the biggest city in Morocco. We're comparing one with all the cities that we have in Morocco. So it is the biggest, it is superlative. So what do you notice? What do we have? We have the before the adjective, and we add est, and here because we have consonant, vowel, consonant, we double the consonant, like hot, hotter. Hot, a consonant, vowel, consonant, we double the consonant. So the rule, what is it? The plus adjective plus est. So why the plus adjective plus e? Because the adjective is short. And we remember that we talked about 3 types of adjectives. It's the same rules for comparative, we use them for superlative. 3 rules, same thing. So for comparative, we use it er plus than. Here, what do we use? The adjective plus est. So let's see some examples. Short adjectives, usually, since the most of them, what do? We add est. So we have slow, fast, tall. So what do you think we are going to have here for the superlative? We add after the adjective est, and before, what do we do? The. Correct. We are going to, until we finish, and you see if you find all of these correct or not. If the adjective ends in e, okay, like example, large, we have e. Nice, we have the e. So what do? When we had the comparative, we add just a. Now what do we add? Just st. And don't forget to use before the adjective the. Ending in a consonant plus y. Remember, we talked about these are two syllables adjectives, but they are considered short because they end in y. For example, say easy, easy. So this is a short adjective. Also, though we have 2 syllables, but we have y at the end. So when we have y at the end and it's 2 syllables, it is a short adjective. What do? We delete the y, we replace with I, then we add est. So hangry, hangry, 2 syllables. Happy, 2 syllables. Funny, 2 syllables. Easy, 2 syllables. So if you have 2 syllables and you have y at the end, it is short, it is not long. So what do? We delete the y and we replace with I, and then we add est. Ending in a vowel plus consonant. So that is for double the consonant plus est that we saw before with big consonant, vowel, consonant. We double the consonant, the G, then we add est. And before, what do? We have the. Fat, we double the T, then est. Fit, double the T plus est. So I hope that you found these ones correct. So let's see. So did you write them correctly? Good. Okay. The slowest, the fastest, the tallest, the largest, the nicest, the hangriest. I'm the hangriest person now. Okay. The happiest, the funniest, the biggest, the fattest, and the fittest. Okay. So these are for the rules for short adjectives. Remember, short adjectives, superlatives. Let's move to long adjectives. It's very easy. So what is a long adjective? It's two or more syllables that do not end in Y. Remember, if it ends in Y, it is short, it is not long. So any two short adjectives, any two syllables that do not end in Y, it is a long adjective. So the most plus adjective. We don't touch the adjective. So for example, exciting, we don't add anything, no est, nothing. Okay, so what do we do before? It is the most exciting. So the most exciting, the most beautiful, the most expensive. The opposite of the most is the least. For example, the most al-aktar and the least al-aqal. So the most exciting and the least interesting, أقل اهتماما, for example. So the least interesting. So the least is the opposite of the most. So just remember, when you have a long adjective, before the adjective, you use the most. Okay? So the least, I'm not going to show just to inform you. So we don't have in the book, but just as an additional information for you. So let's move to the superlative with irregular adjectives. So we have few irregular adjectives or adverbs. So good, do you remember? For the comparative, do you remember? So comparative, what do we say? Better, better than. And the superlative, what do we say? Let's see if you find them. Okay, I'm not going to tell you now. So good, bad, far, much or many, less, all. 20 seconds. Okay. How many are correct? Let's see. These ones. So the good, the best, bad, the worst, far, the farthest or the furthest, much or many is the most, less is the least, old, the oldest or the eldest. The difference between the oldest and the eldest is talking about, for example, or family. So you say my eldest brother. We don't say my oldest brother. Okay. But for example, you say Jamila is the oldest in her family. She is 40 years old, for example. So here is the also about the age, but we compare the age between brothers, sisters in a family. So you say he is my elder brother. Okay, أكبر مني أخويا الكبير. Also he is the eldest, so أخويا الأكبر في العائلة. So this is the difference between the oldest and the eldest. And the eldest we talked about just the age of people, but the oldest you can talk about monument, you can talk about anything. Okay, so the oldest car in the world, the oldest monument in the world. The pyramids are maybe the oldest monuments. I don't know. So these are superlative for irregular adjectives. Okay, so let's see some examples. We have Casablanca is the biggest city in Morocco. There is no other city bigger than Casablanca in Morocco. I think that English is the easiest language. You agree with me? iPhone is the most expensive phone. I don't know, it's just an example. Everest, remember Everest? Everest is the highest mountain in the world. Tubqal is the highest mountain in Morocco, but Everest is the highest mountain in the world. She got the best mark in the test. For example, someone who's got 20 shows the best mark in the test. Okay? So these are examples for the superlative. So let's see for this one. So this is old. To compare this one, he is older. And this grandma, she is the oldest in the group. Okay. I hope that I made things clear for you. If you have any questions, so please don't hesitate to contact me and ask me questions. I'll send you the lesson to copy, and I'll send you some exercise to do. Thank you very much. See you next time, and happy iftar for everyone.